Hello everybody and welcome to another battle report, and it's a very exciting one because today is our first game of the Barons War. Now this is a game that I've been interested in but I've never played. Robin is here and this is going to be your first game as well, isn't it?
Yep.
So what we're doing, we both bought the starter set, the new two-player starter set that Wargames Atlantic have put out along with Andy Hobday for the Barons War. I am playing with one of the example retinues that is in the book. Robin has gone off-piste and made his own, but it's going to be a really good chance to see whether he's, well, if he's gone a bit doolally and made something that doesn't work, or, you know, how it fits together.
These are models, a lot of these are models I already had painted. So I've got a mixture of metals and that from the original Kickstarters.
You've backed every Kickstarter,
yeah, whereas obviously your stuff's come all from the new set, which is, but you can't tell the difference. It matches up really well.
As you can see, we've set up a table full of terrain and we'll come on to that in a moment. But we're really excited about this. If you look down below, you'll find links to the last couple of Barons War videos that I've done. One is the unboxing for the two-player starter set, and the other one is a look at the troops I've completed and a little bit of information about the Baron that I'm going to have on the table here today. So let's have a look at what we're doing. Right, so today we are playing a 500-point game, and we are using the scenario that comes in the Baron Wars Getting Started booklet that you get with the two-player starter set, this one here. In it, there is a scenario called the Ambush, and they give this to you, and as you can see, they give you a bit of a deployment map here. So we have, I think we've managed to essentially recreate it completely. Now, Barons War is played on a 4x3 area, so as with other games where we've done that kind of thing, my deployment area is actually 6 inches in, and well, or the table edge, sorry, is 6 inches in, and so is Robin's over there. So, on a lonely, muddy track cutting through the tangled woods of troubled England, the nearest village lies miles away, marked only by the faint wisp of chimney smoke curling into the grey sky. The wind carries the distant clang of steel and the sharp call of a war horn. Rebels, or perhaps loyalist knights? Suddenly, men-at-arms step from the undergrowth, crossbows levelled and swords drawn. The road is no longer safe. Will you draw steel and face them, or spur your horse and flee to the unknown? So the idea of this scenario is that while leading his men through some rugged borderlands, a lord's retinue comes upon a crude barricade of felled trees, although we are using the barricades that you get in the new Barons War box. As they halt to assess the obstacle, the trap is sprung, a volley of arrows tears into them, and troops basically rush from hidden positions and attack them. So the attacker is going to be starting on this side of the board over here, and they have to make their way down the board. Now, their objective is sort of to clear the board, but also to take out as many of the enemy as possible, and the defender is going to deploy over here and is going to be trying to stop them. As I said, we've both got two 500-point lists, which we'll go through with you and explain who we've got, who the lords are, but we haven't rolled to see what position we're going to be taking in the game. We'll do that in a second and see who's going to be the attacker and the defender.
So the rugged borderlands is roughly the gap between Essex and Suffolk, isn't it, at the moment?
Basically, yes, because we're setting ours in East Anglia. We've got some East Anglian lords. I'm playing as the Royalists, and my commander is Fulk de Burgh. Robin is playing as the Barons, and you have
Robert de Vere.
Robert de Vere, is that the Earl of Oxford?
Yeah, obviously all the land was around Hedingham Castle.
Earl of Oxford, but is in
nowhere near
Norfolk
Oxford
and Suffolk. Yeah. Excellent stuff. Well, my character was known for basically burning everything that he came across, so hopefully that's going to be Robin's army. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got. So, as I said, I'm using one of the 500-point retinues from the Getting Started booklet. I'm using the red retinue. And in my force, I have a level 3 Baron, who is 56 points with the inherent abilities of Chivalry, Commander, Live by the Sword. He has Sword, Mail, and a large shield. And he's got the Commander Group upgrade of a Bannerman. This is Fulk de Burgh, the King's John Scythe. He also has 5 knights, which are his command group for 120 points. They also have chivalry and live by the sword, armed with swords, wearing mail with large shields. Next up, I have 6 sergeants for 144 points with the ability martial respect. They are all armed with falchions. They have padded armor and medium shields. It wouldn't be an army without some bowmen, and I have 6 of them for 108 points. These are regular troops with the rule every bloody Sunday, and they are armed with bows and mail. Finally, just filling out the numbers a bit, I have 8 melee levy for 72 points, who are green troops with the Sorry My Lord inherent ability, and they are armed with a mixture of hand weapons, anything they could get their hands on. And that brings me to 500 points. Right, Robin, what have you got?
So I've taken Robert de Vere as a level 2 lord, again with all the inherent abilities of a knight commander, and he has sword, medium shield, mail. I was looking through the book. I'm trying to decide what was a large or medium shield, so I've gone all medium for mine because I couldn't quite decide. And he's got a command group with a pennant upgrade of 4 irregular knights. So again, sword, mail, medium shield. And to my mind, they represent the young knights of his household. Then I've got 5 regular knights with sword, mail, shield, keeping it nice and simple with the equipment for the first game. And then I've taken that second sub-commander. So I've got a sergeant at arms who has some other command abilities as well, but slightly reduced compared to my knight commander. And he's got a command group of 4 sergeants with falchions, medium shields and mail. Then I've got 4 spearmen, just with spears and padded armour. And then a group of 8 bowmen who are all green. So they won't get the every bloody Sunday, because a lot of the abilities are tied to being at least regular, which I think is quite nice. And some of the equipment options are tied to that as well. So I think sergeants, you can't take swords unless you're regular.
And that's 500 points?
Yep, just 4 points under or something like that.
Excellent.
Pretty close.
Okay, so the objectives for this scenario is that the defenders must fight off the ambushers and escape the battlefield via the board edge opposite their deployment zone. In contrast, the attackers' retinue must try and kill all the defenders. So the attackers will be deploying over here at this end of the battlefield, and the defender is going to be deploying down there just past the buildings. As you can see, the table has been sort of split up into zones as per the map. We have this area, sort of an abandoned farmstead over here. We have 2 farm buildings here and a barn at the back. We have an area of hard going behind that, which is like the vegetable patch. Over here, we have more areas of hard going in the stony ground. We have a hill in this paddock here. We have a wood in this paddock here, and then another hill here. There is a road bisecting the table, and of course we have the barricade that the defenders have hastily put together to halt the advance of the attackers. On the other side of the table, we have a large wooded area which sort of takes up 2 zones. So it's a nicely built up board, and actually I've got to say it was a really nice way to set up a battlefield. So we're going to be enjoying to see how this turns out. So I guess really the next thing to do is we have to roll and see who is who's going to be the attacker and who's going to be the defender.
More importantly, who's going to be white dice and who's going to be black dice.
That is the most important. All right, let's see who's going to get the pick. I'm on a 5. You're on an 8. What do you fancy, Robin?
I will defend against King John's lackey.
That makes sense. So the attacker is me. I'm going to be starting over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to get all of the deployment done, and then we'll come back to you before we start the first turn. So we are deployed. We deployed 1 unit at a time. So just a little bit of a clarification for this, because I think we managed to screw it up already, and we haven't even rolled a dice yet. I am the defender in this scenario. Robin is attacking me because he is the one ambushing. Yes, the defender has to get across the board. Technically, I'm attacking in his lands.
I said I was defending my lands, didn't I? But yes, I'm defending them by attacking you.
So just for clarification, Robin is the attacker, I'm the defender, I have to get off the board.
But morally, you're in the wrong.
Morally, yeah, morally. I think my guy's always morally in the wrong. So as you can see, we're deployed here. I have put my archers out front, except for that chap there. Fawkes de Boer and his command group are on the road behind. Next to them, they have their mob of melee levy, and then up on the hill are the sergeants. At the other end of the battlefield, Robin, what have we got?
So I've got my sergeant at arms over on this side, kind of by himself. 4 spearmen forming a impenetrable wall, hopefully at the front.
Nice pike block.
Yeah. And then Robert de Vere and his command group there. Then my 5 regular knights and my large group of green bowmen who obviously want to take that hill, don't they? So they can...
Whoever takes the hill wins the day.
Rain down slightly more inaccurate fire than you have.
Something which we should point out, which we realised, is in the Getting Starting booklet, which is great, you have all of the stats listed for all of the models. Those stats, as far as we understand it, do not take into account the modifiers for things like armour. So, for example, those are the... So for male, which minuses 2 off your movement. So the Lord has a movement of 6 as standard. He's wearing mail, so it is down to 4. So that is just something to bear in mind. As I say, this is our first game of the Baron's War. This isn't a how to play. We're going to stumble through this, and I'm sure we're going to make mistakes, but we're really looking forward to playing. We might as well get roll initiative and see who's going to have the first turn. Okay, so initiative. So we're both going to roll a d10, and whoever gets higher has initiative. This can be modified by your commander's actions, but for the first turn, are we just going to just go for it?
Just straight roll off, I reckon.
All right, let's see who goes first. Right, so down to you, Robin. Do you want to go first or second?
I could pass, couldn't I? But I've got more things. So I'm going to go first.
Okay, so what's your first action going to be, Robin? Who's going first?
So my first group is going to be the Sergeant at Arms with his command group.
In a vegetable patch.
They're going to be coming out of the vegetable patch. And it's just going to be a simple move action.
Okay, what's their movement?
So their movement, because they're wearing mail, is 4. But they're going to be crossing an obstacle.
Yep.
So that will take 2 inches off their movement.
So you've got a 2-inch move, basically, for the ones that are going over the obstacle.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And he could move further, but obviously you need to maintain that
coherency. And coherency is 2 inches for infantry and 3 inches for cavalry, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just within 2 inches of another
model. Not
model. Yeah, so... Oh, no, I think it is in a... No, it is in a mob. Let me check.
Okay, so our first point of clarification is coherency. So you have to select one model, right, in your unit, and everyone has to be within 2 inches of that. So my archers who are in the line here would not have been in coherency, so I've now selected this chap and just had to scooch people in a little bit. And everyone else.
You only have to be in coherency at the start and the end of the move as well. So as long as you start and finish in a block,
brilliant.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let's get on.
And you can change where you're measuring that 2 inches from as well.
So, your spearmen are fine, aren't they? Because there's only 4 of them.
Yeah, it's only 4, so if I pick that guy within...
All right. Well. So you've moved your sergeants over there. They're coming through the farm area. So it's my turn to activate. So I will activate my sergeants, and they are going to run. They're going to run down the hill. Okay, so their movement is 5 because they're wearing padded armor, which is 1 off of their movement value. Doubled up is 10. They're going around the wood. So I'm just going to come to the other side of it just here. And I'll select that first trap. The chap in the middle, as I did before. And then everybody will be in coherency. Can I have a movement token, please? So these tokens, when you put them down and they become weary, these are just aid memoirs. You could put them down as on your army list or that. You don't have to use them, but they're quite handy for the battle. Robin, who are you going to activate next?
So I'm going to go with my archers. However, they are going to have to cross the wall, but I'm going to run up the hill. Oh, I guess I could put the token there.
These guys are going to become weary as well, aren't they? So weary just gives you some modifiers to your attack rolls and other rolls you've got to make, but it comes off in the housekeeping phase at the end of the turn. So let's just pop a weary counter on. Right, so for my turn, I am going to activate my bowmen, and my bowmen have got the ability every bloody Sunday, and they've just seen these bowmen run to the top of the hill here. So I'm going to activate my bowmen. They can take a 3-inch move and shoot, even if at long range, and I think I might be able to pick off a few of Robin's bowmen. Robin, do you mind just moving my troops? I just want sort of 3 inches into that corner, just get as many, they all go free. Just get them all in, just so we can send a whole load of arrows up the hill towards your men. Right, so they're taking a combat action. They are going to shoot, and they're going to shoot at these guys on the hill. So the first thing I've got to do is check that they're in range. Robin, have you got a tape measure handy?
I do.
I have already had a look, but just for the confirmation, basically my chap down here in blue should be in range of everybody. Yeah. The only one of my group who I don't think is in range is the chap at the back in brown who couldn't quite make it. So his arrows are falling
My guy
short.
right at the back can't be hit, but that's fine.
Okay, so Robin can't take any reactions because he's already done an action with them and he doesn't have anyone nearby to tell them to do anything anyway. So I need to assemble my attack pool. Now, as only 5 of my guys are in range, that's just going to be 5 dice that I'm rolling to hit. There are 2 pieces of hindering terrain in the way. There is this first hedge here and there is this second hedge here. So that's going to be -2 to my roll, and because I'm firing at long range, it's going to be another -1. My skill is 6, so that means I'm going to be hitting on 9s. All right, come on. I'd really like to get an early victory. I got 110, which
So
I
10
think is
is
an
or 10 is an
automatic
automatic hit. Yep.
Okay, so as Robin has taken a hit, he needs to take a defense roll. Robin, what is your defense?
It's 7+.
Okay. Ah, okay, so you shrugged that one off. Okay, that's the end of my turn, so I just need to put a token on these guys to show they've taken a combat action. Robin, it's over to you. What's your choice, Robin?
So I can activate the spearmen.
Yep, down here.
Yep, and they are just going to run straight. Well, they have to go straight, but they're going to run up the board.
They're just going to go running down the road.
They're clearing the way.
Cool. How far are they going?
So they'll be going 10 inches, so their movement's 5 normally because they lose 1 for the padded armour, and doubled.
I say a wall of spiky things, but
It's more
there we go.
Small fence of slightly bendy spears.
Right, my turn to activate someone, and I'm going to activate my melee levy. They're not wearing any armor, so they're not going to have any minuses to their movement, so they've got a movement of 6. I'm just going to run with them down the side here and into the forest. So they would normally go 12 inches. However, I don't think they're going to make it that far, as it's only 8 inches to the woods. So they'll go 8 inches to the woods and then half of their remaining movement into it, meaning that they'll go 2 inches in, so 10 inches total. Okay, there we go. Right, they've run, so they're weary. Robin's turn to pick. So, Robin, are you going to go with your lord, or are you going to go with these guys?
I'm just going to go with my group of regular knights, and obviously they're probably not dressed for climbing over a wall, so their actual movement's just going to be 2 inches.
So it's 2 inches off their movement, isn't it? So essentially they're going to, well, some of them are going to clear it, not all of them.
Some won't. And the rest of the guys can go. Look at that, dramatic.
Right, so now it's me. I've only got 1 unit left, but I can pass, can't I? Because we've got like a thing in hand, haven't we?
Well, yeah, and also, I think you can pass at any time, but if you pass, I pass, and you pass again, the round ends.
Okay, well, I'm going to pass.
Don't forget, you've got extra orders from him as well, so...
I do have extra orders from him, and he has a 12-inch command range, actually, doesn't he? Is there any limit on who can receive those orders?
That's what I'm just... the retinue leader may use 2 other actions as command action, allow him to issue orders to friendly groups in command range and line of sight, provided they pass an order check and immediately activates, may take an action or reaction.
Right, so in my case, I'm going to use one of Fulks de Burr. He's going to shout at these archers so they can receive a second action, which is going to make them weary, which goes on straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If I can find a weary token. And they are going to shoot this time, but they're going to shoot down the road because I think those guys are closer. So checking, yeah, they definitely are. And all of my chaps are in range. And all of yours are definitely in range. However, being weary minuses 1 from my score to hit, and being at long range minuses 1 from my score to hit. Does this obstacle affect me because I'm so close to it?
No, you're against it.
So I'm against it. So
it doesn't count in the hindering.
In that case, then I'm going to be getting 6 dice, and I'm going to be hitting on 8s.
Oh,
that is 3. So you need 3 defense rolls. What's their defense, Robin?
6+. Oh,
look at that, you made them all.
these are much better than D6. Even, there's less chance of rolling on 1.
So they're now weary, but he used his command action. So is it back over to you, or is
you've done an action.
Right, so back to you. Are you going to activate your lord, I take it?
Yeah, and because I want to make use of his command abilities as well, I'm just going to give him a normal move. I'm just going to move closer to my knights over there. So that straight 4-inch move. Lovely jubbly.
There we are. Okay, so back over to my lord. I haven't got anyone in range that I can really do anything with because they're all weary, so none of them can receive a second order. So I will actually now move him. He is weighed down by all his armor and the money that he's been extorting from the Abbey. So do you mind just moving him 4 inches? Yes, he'll be to there, and then his group are just gonna cluster around. He can use the other command action on himself, right?
Yeah, on his command group. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. As you can see there, he's got the 2 markers down to show he's done 2 actions. Again, you don't have to have these on the table. You could just put them on your list.
I think for us remembering what we've done.
Yeah, that's quite important. Robin, is your lord. What's he going to be doing? What's De Vere?
So he is a level 2 compared to level 3, so he only gets 2 actions. But I am going to use the second one as a command action. I've got the pennant upgrade to my command stand, so I've got a 7-inch command range, and I'm going to be activating them again.
Ah, okay, they're going to run.
And they're just going to move. Well, they're going to move. Yeah, they're going to run because they're weary anyway.
So their movement is 4.
Yep.
So it got up to 8. So these guys at the front are going to be going 8, and the other 2 are going 6.
Yeah, but I need to maintain coherency. And then, yeah, so I can't move them the full 8.
Perfect. And that's all. You're out of orders now, aren't you, on your side of the table?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh no, you have one more, don't you, with your Sergeant at Arms? But his are reactions, aren't they?
Oh yes, actually that's a very yes. No, you are completely right. So I am out of orders. He can only command.
In that case, my final order is just going to be another move action for Falkster. He's going to use another command action. I'm just going to move. I'm just going to walk, and he's just going to come up to the barricade. Okay, Robin. So you can give him an order, right? He can use the order on himself.
But it's only on his own group. So
what are they going to do?
They'll be giving another move order.
Like a lot of things, everything is down to movement in the first turn. This is 5 turns. So are they going to come through, or are they going to go round?
Come through. There's too much stuff to climb over here.
Okay, so they've moved in to there. Now everyone's over the obstacle.
And they will be weary as soon as I find a token.
And that's it. That is everybody going. So now we have to go into the housekeeping phase. It's probably no point in putting a weary token on them because it's going to come straight off, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got to go through the housekeeping phase. So Robin, what have we got to do first?
Tidy up and prepare for the next round. Right.
Okay. So something we should have done, when these guys received their order, they should have passed an order check, which would have been based on their morale. They didn't end up hurting or killing anyone anyway. So
no, so it
made no difference.
So no one's achieved victory, have they?
Definitely not.
We haven't got any morale penalties on.
Definitely not.
So we're just removing weary markers.
So basically all the markers are coming off.
Yeah, all the tokens come off.
Excellent. Right, we'll get the table tidied up and then we'll roll for initiative for turn 2. Okay, so we need to roll for initiative for round 2 to see who's going to be going first. We could decide to add any action points. I don't know how we do this. Do we just go to... I'm not going to. All right, so it's just straight D10s. It's up to you.
I'm going to let you go first. I'll pass my first action.
I am going to act with my peasant levy, the mob. They are going to carry on moving through the woods as fast as they can into that corner there. So they're going to have their movement chopped in half as they go through here. So they are going to be going 6 inches. So that should get them out quite nicely into that corner.
So arrows cost money and the dead cost nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, those guys are actually like sort of well-armed archers.
Yeah.
My ones.
They're
not
expensive ones.
There they are. Excellent. Robin, who are you going to go with?
Oh, I think I'm going to go with my archers, and I'm going to...
You're going to pepper all the peasants.
Yeah. It's always the peasants that lose out, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so you're on the high ground, which means you can actually ignore that first piece. Hindering terrain.
Yeah.
Your archers are all going to be in range. I don't know if you're going to be within 10 inches.
Or certainly might not all be within 10 inches.
Front chap is.
Just one guy.
So you've got to create 2 separate attack pools. So you're going to be... What is the combat ability of your bowmen? Because they're not quite as trained as mine, are they?
No. 8.
8. So one bowman's going to be hitting on 8s. The others are going to be hitting on 9s.
Yep.
Okay, so the black dice is looking for a 8.
Yep, and the others are 9s. Just the one.
Only him.
Just the one hit.
So the chap at the front hit. My melee levy have a defense of 7. No.
First blood.
Okay, so one of them is removed. He comes off as a casualty. I have now taken a single morale point there, and I'm forced back, I believe, 1 inch, aren't I, after losing that? So essentially, I might as well, because he's an inch base, right?
Yeah.
So I might as well just sort of
move him to the back. Yeah, and now you're an inch further away.
Excellent. Right, I didn't like that. That wasn't very nice. Is it my turn? Right, my turn to activate, and I'm going to activate my sergeants here, and they're just going to take a move action, and they're not going to run, they're just going to move towards the archers, so they're going to get a 5-inch move. Which is going to bring them up here like this. That is all they're going to do. So that was it. And then it's back over to Robin. Robin, who are you going with?
So my Sergeant at Arms and his command squad.
Okay.
Squad's the right word. Command attachment. Just going to be moving alongside the building.
Okay.
So they're obviously wearing mail.
Perfect.
Nice and simple.
I think I'm going to be ordering my archers again to take a shot. So they are going to shoot at your spearmen again because they are the closest. No, they haven't moved since last time. I'm not weary anymore, but I am at long range, which is -1. So I'm going to be hitting you on 7s.
So I haven't taken an action yet, so I can make a reaction.
Okay, what are you going to do? Is it a defend action?
Yeah, I'm just making sure you can do against shooting.
So in the defend action, what is it they're going to do? They kind of gather around and...
Okay, yes. They literally gather. So I picked the one who I'm using for coherency, guy with the shiniest helmet, and I move them all into base-to-base contact with him. And so basically you huddle up in a...
Yeah, and that raises their defence, right? By 2, I think.
Plus 2, yeah.
So I'm looking for 7s, mainly because of a long range. I got 2, so you need 2 defence rolls.
So my normal defence is 6, but I'm getting +2, so I'm looking for 4s.
Yep. Right, I'm done. Robin, who are you going to go with?
So what I should have done is used his command ability.
Oh, he should have used them to
give the reaction, so that I
you can say you did that.
Yeah, okay,
like,
and because then
it makes no difference.
Then I can give. Oh yeah, because the difference is I'll be able to give them an action. Yeah, so that they're done now.
Yep.
So I'm going to just activate them again.
I see. Yeah.
Using.
Oh, sorry, you're activating these guys again.
So
I thought you were talking about the spearmen.
No, I was like, that's what I could have done if I'd thought about it.
Yeah.
And actually used the command ability, but I'm just going to. It's almost like the Sergeant at Arms tells people to take cover and stuff, but doesn't tell them where to go. Type thing.
So my go, they're in the sort of defending until the end of the turn now, aren't they? So they're going to get that modifier throughout, I think. I think that's sort of a status that they're in for the rest of the turn, if I'm right.
It's just in the next combat.
Okay, cool.
It does also remove 1 morale penalty, so
if you had any,
you get a bit braver for huddling up.
So I could shoot you and you wouldn't get that again.
Yes.
Oh, okay. My commander is going to order the bowmen, make them weary, which gives them a -1 to shoot you again. So I'm at -2. So this time I'm hitting you on 8s. 8s it is. And I didn't roll any, so don't worry about it. All right, Robin, who are you going to activate?
So I'm going to go with this group of knights over here.
The ones on the hill?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a run action, and just heading towards this corner. I don't know if defending an obstacle's a thing, but if it is, I'm defending it.
So for my next action, now I know that you're sort of out of actions down there, I'm going to activate my Lord, Fawkes the Bear. So his first action, he is going to cross the obstacle, so it's just going to be 2 inches of movement. So he will just go straight over, and I think this guy with the checkered shield will, and then everyone else will just move up to there. So there we go. So that's his action there.
When you first look at the profiles, you think, oh, everyone's going to be running around the battlefield like anything. Then you start adding the armour, and suddenly, and trying to climb a wall, and suddenly you slow down quite a lot.
Right, Robin, it's your turn.
So I will be going with Robert de Vere.
That's over here. Yeah.
I'm just going to move. I'm just going to move straight up the road, so I'm in range to wave my flag and my pennant and give people instructions about everything they're doing wrong. Why King John's.
Why King John is bad.
Yeah.
Perfect. That just leaves my next action with him because he's used a command action, and then he can use you can only ever have 2 actions on yourself. So he's just going to move again, which that won't make him weary, will it? Well, it doesn't matter. It comes off at the end of a turn anyway.
It will, because it's second action.
Second action, but You haven't got any more action.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got one more with them.
But you're not going to be doing anything too viciously. He is going to... What I'm going to do is move 2 inches. So basically, they'll move 2 inches forward, which will then bring everybody...
You want everyone together.
Yeah, so if you could just pop him along.
And then they jump.
Perfect. Right, so it's your last action with
them.
Devere.
Yeah, with Devere. I'm going to, as a command action, I'm going to give them a move order.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to move straight up the road.
Right, so that's the end of a turn. So now all the tokens can come off. However, these guys down here have got a roll to see if they get rid of their morale penalty. So they have a morale of 6. So they've got to pass. And now I'm a -1 to that roll for the penalty. So I need 7 or more. No, so the morale penalty doesn't come off, but they are no longer weary.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look at the state of play of things. So there's my command group who have crossed the barricade, facing down the spearmen and those sergeants who are advancing. My bowmen still haven't done anything, but they're doing a lot of shooting. My peasants have taken a couple of hits, and you've got Robin's knights, which have moved up to that corner there. My sergeants over here, I'm kind of hoping that Robin's forgotten about.
Nope.
And you have Robin's archers at the top of the hill. And then Devere just standing at the back.
Defending the road.
Defending the road in the vegetable patch. Right then, let's roll for initiative for turn 3. Okay, I'm not using anything as a bonus. Back over to you. So do you want to part? Well, you have to go first, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm going to pass. Charge my spearmen.
I am going to charge your spearman. I'm going to charge
Well, you can
your
shoot
spearman.
them first and soften them.
Well, no, the thing is though, but then you have the ability to charge me.
I do.
So although you could take a defend action, you'll fight back those, but I want to see some combat. Fawkes de Burr doesn't really seem like the sort of person who wouldn't charge.
Yeah, I guess if
So-
you're going to be called the Scythe, you can't.
Yeah, that's it. King John's Scythe and the Rod of God's Vengeance is going to have a go. So I've got to do a charge roll, so they can definitely make it. So it's 4 plus 1d6. So let's just roll through the combat sequence. So these are the target of the charge.
Yep.
I've got line of sight.
Yeah, and you're within the maximum.
Yeah, they're all within 10 inches. Neither of our groups have any morale penalties.
No, so I haven't taken an action yet. So I'm going to...
Are you going to defend?
Yeah, but I'm actually going to use a command action from a sergeant.
From him? From this chap here,
Yeah,
the
so
sergeant.
he can only issue reaction
Yep.
orders to give them a defend order.
Okay. And now I've got to do...
Now we do the fun bit. So we do the strength of your charge.
So I roll a d6, I believe.
Yep, and you add that to the distance.
Because I go 4 inches plus this. So
Yeah, and the 6 is really good and the 1's not so good.
I want nice and high. I've got a 3.
This is fun.
Right, okay, so I've got a 7, basically.
Yep.
So, Fawkes de Burr will take that chap on the end. This one will go...
To the middle?
To the middle. This one will make it to him.
Yep. To be honest, I think because you get 1 inch range.
And then because I get 1 inch range,
You
should be able to...
If you
all
can
the
get to
other
the
ones-
back of the base, then
Yeah,
you'll be-
all of them will line up behind.
Yep.
There you go, so they will all be in there. All right, so we're going to assemble the attack pool. So all of Fawkes' knights get 1 attack dice each. So for the attack pool for them, they are going to get 5 dice. Fawkes himself as a commander gets 1 dice, and I'm going to spend one of his command points to add another dice in. Robin isn't fighting back because he's taken a defend action, but even if he were, we'd resolve all of the dice on my side first, work out casualties, and if Robin had anyone left, then that fights back. So combat isn't simultaneous, unless there's an ability that makes it that way. So because I have swords, I'm +1 to hit. Now, Fawkes, as the level of Baron that he is, has a combat ability of 5, so +1 is 4. And my other chaps have an ability of 6, +1 is 5. So the black dice are looking for 5s and the white dice are looking for 4s. Okay, so these guys also have the rule called live by the sword. Robin, what does that...
So it's just the Lord that has that, isn't it?
No, my knights have that as well.
Your knights have lived by the sword as well?
My knights have live by the sword as well.
May reroll 1 melee attack dice. Now, is that per pool?
So I imagine that's
I hope
one
it's
pool
per
for the
pool.
knights. So,
Yeah.
so
It's definitely separate for the knights and the commander, but I'm just going to check it's
you
per
just
pool.
double check that and then we'll roll.
I'm sure it is, because I was that a lot.
So we're reading this, the group essentially just re-rolls 1 dice, and then because Fawkes has the ability himself, he can re-roll 1
Because he's effectively his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's roll the dice. Okay, so the black ones are looking for 5s and the white ones for 4s. Okay, so Falk hit with both of his. I missed with 1.
Which you can re-roll.
Which I can re-roll. So I hit with everything.
Nice.
So for each successful attack, Robin needs to roll a defense dice. I got a total of 7. So Robin's got to roll 7 defense dice, but his defense is better because he took a defend action. So what is your defense?
So it's going to be 4+ with my defend action.
Excellent.
Still 2 casualties.
And that'll be 2 morale points, won't it? Okay, so you're going to take that, aren't you?
Yep. So now I'm removing... I don't have shields.
You have no shields, yeah.
Take 2 casualties.
There'll be 2 guys. You have to remove people in base to base, don't you?
Yeah. I'll take the one from the Lord just to make it look like
he did something. Oh, he did, and then he took his money as well.
Right.
So importantly, Falk still has an action left. So if he's attacked by, for example, those sergeants, he can fight back. Okay, so Robin's moved back 2 inches. The next thing I can do is I can take a regroup move. So what I'm going to do, I am going to just move myself back a few inches to here, as long as I remain in coherency. And that is simply...
Actually, yeah, I mean, because...
To bait you down the road a little
bit.
bit.
And also it says it's for, you can capture an objective you just cleared and things, but also it lets you retreat back a little bit out of charge range, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And now you've got to take a morale check, haven't you?
Yes, because I've lost half or more in 1 combat.
So you're -2 because you've got a morale penalty of 2 there. So what do you need to roll over?
My morale is 6.
So you need an 8
or
more.
more.
If Robin doesn't make this, then his unit becomes broken. Oh, well done.
Thanks.
Right, and Robin, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Oh, I wish you'd stay closer because I could charge you. Well, I can charge you anyway, but it's risky now.
Can do. You've got your archers up on the hill. Right, Robin, what are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot at your sergeants who are sneaking
These guys?
up the...
Yep. Okay. You could... I mean, obviously that just counts as 1 obstacle all the way through, and because you're high up, you ignore it. You're over 10,
I must be.
think. No.
It's the Rod of
You've
God.
got someone in the way here, so...
Oh, we're double measuring. So my front 2 guys are within 10.
Yeah.
And the other guys...
Okay, so you've got 2 guys who are going to be hitting on their basic value, and then you've got the rest who are
6
at
guys
-1.
on -1s. 8s on the black dice, 9s on the white dice.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't let you take a reaction, sorry, but I don't think you want to.
I didn't want to, no. Because you've missed.
I missed with everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair, you did hit me with a tree, it probably put them off.
Right, well, I'm going to activate my sergeants, and they are going to take a run action. Obstacle, so they have 10, so it's 8, so they are going to just here.
So I think I get a benefit for being attacked if melee up a hill as well, don't I?
Okay, so my sergeants have burst through there, but they are now weary. Robin, what are you activating?
Oh, I'm going to go with the knights.
Yeah, they're going to come down this way now.
Oh yeah, that would be smart. Rather than charging the I can't want to charge the peasants and just chop them up. I'm going to charge these guys. Okay,
so it's 2 inches to go across
the
obstacle.
So I won't have enough I need to roll the charge dice.
So my people will... Do you know what? They're going to react by fighting back. Why not?
I guess you're a bigger group, aren't you?
Yeah, you'd have to...
Working on the basis I can't kill...
You can't kill them all.
You can't kill us all at once.
You can't kill us all.
Right,
okay,
so
let's
I
see
need
if
to
you
roll
make
the
it.
charge dice. So I'm adding 5.
Yeah, you've made it. Robin, how many dice have you got in your dice pool?
So 5, just 1 attack per knight.
Hitting on
5s, because I've got the sword, which gives me...
And you got live by the sword as well.
Yeah, so I can re-roll 1 of those dice. I'm re-rolling that one.
Yeah. So you got 4 hits.
4 hits.
So I need to make 4 defense saves. My guys have a defense of 7. Come on. Say 3 of them, so just 1.
So 1 in base
so I
contact
take
comes
off. I take that off now, don't I?
Yeah.
Do I, or do we do it at the resolution? No.
It comes off first.
So one guy comes
Before-
off and you put him nearby. That is it.
Yeah, so you need to take off a guy in base to
We'll
base.
take off this guy. Put him here.
Yep. And then you
I fight back now.
chose to fight back.
I did. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys who can do attacks, but now I'm the attacker My morale penalty, which is 1, comes into play. I realised that we didn't do that when Robin attacked, but all it would have let him do is re-roll a dice, and you can't re-roll the one he's re-rolled already, so it wasn't a problem. So because I have more morale penalties, and it's just 1, he can re-roll one of his failed defence dice if I get any hits. I'm looking for 8. I got 2 hits. So Robin, you've got to make 2 defence saves. So you need 2 5+, and you can re-roll one of those because of the morale thing.
And I get shields.
And you do get shields. So you
I
can re-roll that.
one.
4.
No,
that's fine. So I've lost the combat by 1. I get forced back 1 inch. Right, so I've lost 1 guy, so this goes up to 2.
So I lost no guys, so I don't put that down.
No, and I just go back 1 inch because I lost 1 guy.
Yep.
I don't need to take a morale test. So I didn't lose half. You get to make a little regroup though, so you can make a single move.
I've got the 4 inches, so I'm just going to organise myself a bit.
All right. Okay, so then we're back round to my action. Right, so I'm going to activate my bowmen. They've got a movement of 4 because in the male. So essentially, they are going to just for 2 inches over the obstacle for that first guy, and then he can go 2 more inches. So these guys are just going to. So he'll go 2 up. He can go 2 up to it, and then
in the same.
Actually, yes, I think they're all going to be over. So
we may have actually done ourselves a couple of times out.
Yeah, I think we might have done
jumping over walls.
So they are done. So Robin, it's back to you.
Right, I'm going to go with my sergeants.
Yep. You're going to charge,
and they're going to try and charge your.
Okay, so have I got to decide on a reaction now?
Yeah, if you're going to take one, you don't have to take one.
I'll fight back.
I just hope I make it, I guess.
Okay, so we just need you to do the strength for charge, yeah?
Yes, because I do need
quite a high roll.
A decent.
That's not
balls. Well, that might not even be a successful. So at the very least, if I do get in, I'm losing an attack dice.
So how far are they going to go? 5. 5. That's not. Oh, you might be far enough to get into Falk. No, you're not. And I've lost my action because I basically prepared for a fight and then just watched you trip me over your fate.
What do I do? Oh, so I do the move and then just stand in the road looking stupid.
Excellent. I like that. Fortunately for you, I don't have any actions left to charge you. So I've got no actions left. So Robin, so it's over to you.
I'm going to move. It's getting very crowded in there, isn't it? I'm going to move up first.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're worried. I've got to get 2 turns. I've got to get down the road and off the board.
And then... I don't know. I know what I'm going to do. So they've moved.
Yep.
I'm then going to use a command action to issue them with an order.
Always use the spearmen. Are they going to charge?
Oh, actually, no. That's dumb, isn't it? I should issue them an order. Yeah, I'll issue them an order, and they can charge.
They've already been twice, haven't they?
Oh, no, they haven't. I took a command action.
Oh, okay. And you still need to roll.
I still need to roll
because
my back. Yeah, I might lose a
point. Yeah,
because the back guy can't get in.
Yeah, you do.
Brilliant. Oh, actually, the back guy still won't get in. Oh, yeah, he'll be there.
So I'm not going to get any fighting back, but you've lost an attack dice, haven't you, from your pool?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to work out the dice pool here. So Robin, you're going to get 1 dice for each of your normal chaps. So that's 4 dice. And then your knight commander, sergeant commander adds his own dice. However, you rolled a 1 on your charge, meaning you've lost a dice.
Yep.
And you're weary, meaning your other dice are at -1 to hit.
Yep.
So you've got 2 guys here fighting against my knight, and then there's 2 guys actually on Fulk himself.
Yep.
So they normally hit on 5s.
Yep, so they'll actually be hitting on 6s.
So you're looking for 6s, aren't you?
Yep, and these are the 2 on Fulk.
Okay. So 2 hits on Fulk.
And on the normal knights?
1 hit. So for the hits on Fulk, he has a defense of 7. So done 1, and now he needs a shield save of 7.
6, because he got sword as well.
6, because he can parry. Okay, so the shield has just saved him by the skin of his teeth, and then the other knight needs a 7 on his defense. So the other knight saved as well. So that's a drawn combat, because I'm not fighting back.
Both groups are forced back, starting with the attacker.
How far?
Oh no, it's just the attacking group, because there's no casualty in LA, isn't it? So I bounce back an inch.
So how far do you go? 1 inch?
Just 1 inch back.
Okay, you've still got some actions left on your lord, haven't you? Or was that it? No, that was it.
No, that's it, because you've done a command action.
So we need to... Victory conditions definitely haven't been met. Anyone who's got the morale penalties on them can roll to get rid of them. So my peasants down here.
Yep.
Looking for a 7. No. Do they get even worse if they roll a 1?
And my spearmen are looking for a 4. No.
No, neither of us do. Yeah, we're going to remove all the tokens, and then we're into turn 4. Okay, so as you can see from this is sort of where the battlefield sits at the minute. Let's just roll initiative for the new turn. Huzzah! I will go first. My sergeants are going to charge up the hill at your archers. Okay, so Robin, what are you going to do as a reaction? She can't shoot.
What I'd love to do is
close.
shoot, but I'm too close, so I'm going to fight back.
You're going to fight back? Okay, so I just need to roll the dice to see if I get any bonus through strength for charge.
I'm relying on you having to run uphill to help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, but my guys are going to make it. And what is the modifier for the hill?
So it's all for me, the modifier. So high ground as a defender, I get +1 to my attack rolls and +1 to my defense rolls.
Oh, lucky you, and I lose one of my dice, so I'm getting 5 dice. So my guys are veterans, they've got falchions, so these are hitting on 4s. Oh, that was pants. 2.
So I'm rolling 2 defense dice.
Yeah, and what do you need?
So normally...
Because the falchions get a bonus against...
Normally it's an 8.
Yeah.
But it's -1 because falchions have the slashing ability.
So that makes it 9.
But you charge me uphill, so I get +1.
So it goes to 8 again.
Yep. 1.
1 dead. That doesn't seem as good as it should have been. So we remove 1 first.
Yeah, one from the front.
Yeah, so we're popping behind there just to remind. And then fighting back, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah.
So 5 dice, you're getting +1 to hit, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine I'm great. Attack of 8.
Okay, so you're looking for 8. +1 is 7. So you got 1. I have, my sergeants have a defense of 7. So I'm looking for a 6. No!
And you can't make your shield roll.
On a 1.
On a 1.
So I have lost a guy. And 1 guy down. Okay, so I just realised that in that nightly combat that we already played that I was using the defence scores as written on here. And I was actually making things harder for myself. And I think we might have done that a couple of times through the battle. Certainly for my troops, because on my list, because Robin's using a list he's made online and the stats are included in it, whereas the modifiers aren't included on mine. So Fulks de Burr should have been saving on 4s and 5s, I think. Over here we just realised and included that in it. So as I say, first game, trying to learn. So we've drawn this combat 1 each. So did we just both bounce off?
Yeah, and you go first. Not that it matters, but you go first because you're the attacker.
Right. Okay. So I just, what is it? Just 1 inch
Yeah, per casualty.
per casualty. Okay. So they're all just going to come back. That wasn't the resounding success that I thought it was going to be. All right, Robin. What's the plan?
I'm gonna employ some chivalry and carry on hacking these peasants apart.
Okay. I am going to defend.
Yes.
No, so you didn't lose it this time.
No. Nice. Okay.
Right, okay then. So what are your attack dice?
I have 5 attacks,
Okay.
and I will be hitting on 5s.
Excellent. Go for it. Hitting on 5s, you can reroll 1 because you have lived by the sword.
Yeah. I do not need to.
Okay, so I am going to need... Now, my defense is better by 2 because I took the defend action. My peasants have a defense of 7, so I'm saving on 5s. I lost 1. What? Right, so I'm just going to be forced back 1 inch again. I still haven't lost half my starting number, so I don't need to test my morale. Okay, so it's my action. I think I'm going to charge your sergeants with my command group.
Mm-hmm.
So we know I'm in range. What's your action going to be?
I'm going to defend as a reaction.
Okay. All right, let's just see if I make it. Come on. What? That's 4 times that's happened now.
Yeah.
Right, we know they're going to make it.
Everyone's gonna make it.
I'm going to do this. Okay, so they've gone in now. Annoyingly, again, I have lost a dice from my pool, so I'm only getting 4 dice for the knight and 1 dice for Fault de Boeuf.
You haven't used any actions with him, though.
I haven't, no.
Add 2 more.
What I think I'm gonna but that's no. Stop trying to get me to use all my actions. What I'm gonna do, because this chap is fighting against your sergeant commander, so I have to.
It's not compulsory to split the attacks off. You can just
put them into everyone.
Yeah, and then there's a risk to the commander if too many people die.
I think we'll just do that. I will spend a command point of Fulks to add 1 dice to his pool. Okay, so the knights are hitting on 5s and Fulk is hitting on 4s. And so but I also have the live by the sword, so I can reroll 1. So all but 1. Now this was just generally into your unit, so that's 5 saves. What's their defense?
5+.
And is that including the defend action you're taking?
No, it's adding 2.
So it's
3
freeze.
How many was it? Sorry, 5.
5. Okay, so you freeze. Oh, you saved them all. Okay, so because that's essentially drawn combat, I just back off 1 inch.
Yeah, with no casualties yet.
All right, excellent. Okay then, Robin, it's over to you.
So I'm going to use his second order.
Yep.
Or action to give them a charge order.
And I've got to do mine first. I will.
Oh, you have got because you've got 1 action left, haven't you?
I will. I think I came a little bit unstuck last time. I will defend. No. What turn are we in? 4.
Yeah.
I think we will.
Your commander's at the back as well, isn't he?
Yeah. So. I mean, they've all got pretty good armor now. I know that. I'm going to fight back. Yeah, I'm just going to see if you make it. Yep, you did.
The only thing I don't know is does fighting back make you weary as a second action?
I assume so.
I assume it does because of combat action.
Yeah, I assume it does, yeah.
So we're both weary because we're both taking a separate...
Yep. So you are going to get 4 dice for your sergeants and then 1 dice for your sergeant at arms.
Yep. And they're all hitting on the same, I believe. All hitting on 5s.
Brilliant.
4.
Okay, so this is just against them. Generally, I have 4 saves. Now, my defense is 7, but I'm wearing mail, which is going to make it 5.
So the 2 that you failed, so you get a shield roll for though.
Yep, and they've got large shields, so it's 7s. So 1 dead. Just lose this guy in, so I'll just pop him back there. But now I get to fight back.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to get 5 dice. All right, so because my commander isn't in base-to-base contact, he doesn't get to use his stats. No, he just contributes a dice to the pool.
Yep.
Okay, so this time I'm looking for 6s because I'm weary. But I do get 1 reroll for live by the sword. Yeah, so I got 4.
What was that one? I'm sure it was an 8 you just picked up. But I think you got all 5.
I don't think I did.
That one you picked up. I think you hit with all 5.
Okay, so Robin, you're looking for 6s, aren't you? Because you're weary. So you lost 2.
Annoyingly, I was saying I've got shields, but I can't.
You can't because they're 1s. Okay, so you lost 2. So for combat resolution, I've won the combat by 1.
Yep. So I will move back 2 inches.
Okay, so there we go. That was the end of that. Quite a bit of a back and forth there. I've basically forced him a little bit down the road. I haven't taken my casualty off. You are significantly winning at the moment because I need to get people off the board. So I think that in terms of who's winning the game, it's going to be you. But I'm enjoying learning how to play. It's my turn to pick. So my archers are going to go. Can I shoot you here?
Yeah, because you. Helpfully for you, I killed all the guys that were standing in the way.
Yeah, so I can shoot, right? So these 2 guys aren't going to suffer a modifier for this, but everybody else will. However, I do think they are all within 10 inches. So my archers are going to go... Well, do you want to react? Oh, no, you've already done an action.
I've already done.
So my bowmen, I've got 2 bowmen who are hitting on 6s and the rest are hitting on 7s. Okay, here we go. I got 2 hits. 5+ defense.
Good job, I got shield.
Yep, 7s. Are they large shields?
No, they're medium.
So it's 8s.
And apparently you can't use a sword in against shooting. Oh, no.
2 down.
2 down. Oh, dear.
That's half the unit as well, isn't it?
No, it's 5.
No, oh, okay. Okay, so Robin lost 2. It's
I
these 2
still
here,
withdraw,
won't it?
don't I? Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to go back 2 inches. That was unexpected.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so there we go. Robin, what have you got left? Is it just Devere?
Yeah, just Devere. So, oh no, and these. Okay, I'm going to go with the Spearmen. And give them a move order. So I can't run.
Yep.
You have to run in a straight line and run into the wall. So they've got padded armour. They're just moving 5.
And then I guess I'm passing because I can't go.
Yeah.
So back to you.
I'm going to use a command action to give them another order.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to charge your archers
With the 2 spearmen.
with the 2 spearmen.
From where you'll start. Oh no, because I can't, can I? Because I've
You've
used
already
up all
gone.
my orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll just have to stand and take it. So I just need to roll. That's archers. 4. Which is plenty to get me into stabbing range.
They got a combat of 6.
I am weary at the same
Okay.
time as taking a second action.
Well, it doesn't matter what their combat is, 'cause they're not fighting back.
No, so my combat is 6+, -1 though for the being weary.
Yep.
So 7+.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
1 hit.
So 1 hit. I have a defense of 7, but they're wearing mail, so that's 5, right? No. So 1's dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have
so
to draw an inch.
I can't. Okay, because they can't retreat because of the obstacle, they're going to lose 1 extra casualty and then go over the top. Does that add? I assume that gets added on there.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got 1 action left with him.
Yep.
I'm
What's he
just
going
going
to
to
do?
use it to move.
Right. So that is the end of turn 4. We've got a whole load of morale checks to make to see if we can get some of this back. Should I start with my bowman? I think every unit is testing apart from your commander. Right, so we might as well start with my bowmen, who have a morale of 4. Yep, so that goes down by 1.
Yep.
My peasant levy over here, they have a morale of 6. No. So my commander, looking for a 3. No. My sergeants up here, I am looking for 3. No. Right, so now it's time for Robin. So Robin, your knights.
4+.
Yep.
Yep, so they come down by 1.
Cool. What about
My spearmen
spearmen?
are 4+, but they're within 6 inches of my sergeants.
Yep.
And they have sergeants have a rule called martial respect. So someone within 6 inches can roll 2d6,
Yep.
2d10, take the highest. So I've got 7, so it comes down by 1. And then my sergeants,
What are they?
3+, because I've got the sergeant at arms in. Yep.
Yep.
And then my green, 6 for the bowman.
6 for the bowman. Okay. Oh, they did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the end of the turn. We're into turn 5, so we'll roll initiative.
I'm not adding any bits.
No, neither am I. Oh, it's over to you.
Oh, I'm going to go first. No, I'm going to go with my archers.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot you while you're at close range.
Okay, so it's going to be 7 dice, and you're just hitting on your base. But I think you're going to get a +1 because you're uphill with me.
Oh, you're on the hill as well now, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose.
You didn't start. You started the charge from the bottom of the hill, but you're on the hill now, so I think.
Okay, so you're just hitting on their base.
Yep. Of 8.
Okay, my reaction is I'm going to do nothing.
Hit on 8s. Oh.
That's a lot. So how many was that? 4?
Yep.
So my sergeants have a defense of 7, but they're wearing mail.
Pad.
Pad. So they're
6.
saving on 6s.
How'd you cock a D10?
I don't know.
That's a 9.
It's all right now. So I saved 1.
Hang on, but you've got shields.
I do have
So you
shields.
there was 1-1.
So he's dead.
Yeah.
And then
you
there was
got
one.
2.
Yeah, and then I've got shields. So they have medium shields. So I'm saving on 8. Oh. No, so 3 dead.
That will be a morale check.
Okay, that will be, and I'm going to be at -4. -4 is 7 or more. They passed.
Oh, fair enough.
But they are going
got
back down the
withdraw.
hill 4 inches. Sorry, that should be 3 inches. So they're basically back at the obstacle. These were kind of like my only hope for getting off the board. All right, I am going to carry on my charge. So Fault de Boer and his command group are going to carry on charging into these sergeants. I'm going to try and finish them off. So we know I can make it. What's your reaction going to be?
I'm going to fight back.
Excellent. Let's see if I lose a dice again. No! So we're on equal morale penalties. So because we're on the equal morale penalty, there's no effect.
Yeah.
So I am going to get 4 dice for my knights
And
1 dice for Fault.
But he's only adding it to the pool, isn't he?
Yes. So there's no point in giving him a different colour. No. So they're hitting on 5s.
It's a lot of 4s. 3.
So 3.
My save is...
Oh, I get to re-roll 1.
Oh, yep, live by the sword. 4.
So 4, yeah.
My save is 5+. Oh, well, that one's gone anyway because I can't.
Yep, so just 1.
And then I've got to fight back.
You do. Okay, so you've got 2 attacks basically.
Yep.
Okay, what are you hitting on?
I think they're all the same for my sergeant arm. Yeah, hitting on 5s.
Nope, both hit. So I have 2 saves of...
That's like 5+.
5+. So it's 1. And I can't do a shield save for him.
No.
It's 1 apiece.
So you're the attacker, so you... Oh, no, it's a draw.
Well, no,
we both
it's a
fall
draw,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, we both fall back.
Yeah, and then that goes up to 2, and yours goes up to 2.
Oh, I'm past half for my size of my group now.
Okay, so you have to take a morale check.
But you use the commander's morale. So I can actually use my Robert de Vere's morale because he's within 7.
Yeah.
3+.
Okay, but do you suffer the modifier?
Yes.
Yes, so you're going to need 5.
2+. So 4.
So it's 2+.
It's 2+.
So you're going to need a 4. No,
3,
off they go.
3
So
is less than 4.
No, so they're broken.
So
They go a full move down the road.
they literally just running
They
away.
literally
isn't it?
run away, yeah. Okay, so because they've done a full move, they are going to run back down the road. It's been a real hard slog down this road. All right, Robin, which are you activating next? You're going with your knights down
they're going
here.
to finally finish off the peasants, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So I do need to make the charge, though, because
Okay.
I'm just outside the
I'm going to defend.
Okay,
Yeah, I think you've made it.
made that around here.
Okay.
And I've got... Well, you've got more morale penalties than me.
So you're going to get +1 attack dice with that because I have 2 more than you.
So which gives me a dice pool of 4. Hitting on 5s.
Brilliant. You see, you've cocked 1 there now. There you go.
2 hits.
Okay. I might minus 1.
Oh, I can re-roll one for live by the sword, can't
Yep.
I? Good.
All right. Save 1 and 1 is dead.
That must be
No,
one.
because it would have been +2.
Oh, you defended?
Because I defended, so it would have been at +2. So what? Well, 1's still dead.
Yeah.
But there he is, and then they.
So I finally... You passed halfway yet?
Yes, I am now.
So it's finally a morale check.
So I am rolling -4. 4.
What's the morale? I assume you must...
6.
So you need a 10.
Ah, they're broken.
There you go.
Okay, so they are going back
Full move.
full move. Their
6,
move
right?
is 6. They did well. My turn. I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to use my second action to charge
My leader is standing at the front as well.
Yes, I'm going to charge De Vere. Where is he? There he is. So let's see if I can get this off. What's your reaction going to be?
Oh, I'm going to fight back. No. Yeah, I'm going to fight back.
Oh, I get a +1 attack dice.
Okay, I'll let you put
However, because of the morale difference, you gain +1 attack dice on your attack if you survive.
So I'm the defender to begin with, aren't I?
Yeah.
So I'll gain a defense dice as well.
Hang on, yeah. There we go. Because you've put them in such a way that I can't. Okay, so for the dice pool, I'm going to have 3 from it, but I've got to create 2 separate dice pools, haven't I? Because we're attacking your leader.
So is he going to attack the leader?
He's going to attack your leader as well.
Okay, so yeah, so it's you need 3 dice pools. You need 1 for your leader.
1 for my leader. So he's got 1 dice, but I'm going to burn his last command point to give himself a second dice. And then I've got a dice. I've got 1 attack on him from another knight, and then I've got 2 attacks from this knight here. So here are my dice pools. I will add my bonus dice into that one there. So because of the melee difference, you're going to get a bonus to your defense dice, aren't you?
Yes. Get
okay. So I am with fault de bear. I'm hitting on 4s. I get the reroll. So 1 hit from fault de bear on your leader.
Yeah.
I've then got the knight who's fighting against your leader. So he's hitting on 5s. So it's 1. He's also got live by the sword. So that's 2.
If you kill my leader, any excess casualties spill over as well.
Okay. And then these 2 here hit on 5s as well.
Yep.
They both hit as well.
Ouch.
Okay, so normal saves.
So it'll be my normal knights, it'll be a 5+.
Okay. Is this included?
It's not including the extra dice yet.
Okay, okay, so 5+.
I can re-roll, well, not re-roll, sorry.
Shield save roll. Of 8. Is it medium or large?
Medium, so 8, but I've got a sword, so down to 7.
Yep.
So save that.
Yep.
And then I've got how many hits against?
3. You made them all?
I did.
You did make them all. Well done.
And then I'm going to attack back.
You are. So,
So with De Vere, I get 1 dice pool.
Yep.
And I'm going to burn my second action. Add 1. So I've got 2 dice against your leader.
Yep.
And then I've got another 1, 2, 3 dice.
Excellent. So what's hit De Vere hitting?
So De Vere's hitting on 3s.
Okay. 2 hits. These are against my leader.
Yeah. And then the other ones are hitting on 5s.
That's and you can re-roll that one.
No. So.
Okay, so my standard ones are just saving on a 5. Yep.
Yep. Then 2 hits on your commander.
Who's saving on 5s.
Shield.
So shield roll. So it's all down to this. Okay, so I've got a shield roll to defend against this. I've got a shield, so I can. That gives me +1. So I need a 6 or more.
Yep.
No, that's it.
If your retinue leader has removed a casualty, another commander must immediately pass a morale check to become the new leader. If no commander on the can do so, the game ends in sudden death.
So that is the end of the game. Well done. We got there. Right, we're just going to tidy up, and then we'll come back in a second. Okay, so there we are. That was our first game of the Barons War. Robin, how did you find that?
Oh, it's really interesting. There's some things in the game that are really unique.
Yeah.
And there's some quite granular things. Like I really like the weapons just having different rules. I like a falchion and a sword being different.
I quite like the armours and the affecting
and the way
movement
shields
as well.
work and that as well.
It also means there's quite a lot to get your head around. I didn't actually quite appreciate to begin with how much. So I'm sure that if there's people watching this, they might be screaming at the screen.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some inconsistency things across the game.
So I think it's going to be well worth us playing another game, maybe a different scenario, because this one was obviously all about movement. And to be fair, I don't think I think it was quite hard for me to be able to get up the board anyway. But you put pay to that by killing Fault de Bear. So I'd like to have another game very soon because I really enjoyed that. But before I add anything into this retinue, I want to play another game with it and actually work out what it is I want to add into the retinue, if that makes sense. What about you? Have you got any ideas on what you do to expand?
I think probably just paint more basic troops. I guess things like sergeants, archers. Because green archers are definitely not amazing.
No.
I think mounted troops would make. I feel like mounted troops would change the game a lot because their movement's so much more. Less movement from going over obstacles, etc. Stuff playing. I'm not used to thinking about where I put an individual figure.
Well, that was really enjoyable. We will be doing some more Barons War, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to go away and have a think about which Lord I want to paint up next. But let us know what you thought down below. Let us know, obviously, if we made mistakes. We tried to correct as we go, but I'm sure we made plenty. So be kind. Anyway, thank you, Robin, for coming over, and well done for murdering my murderer. And I will see you guys all again soon in another video. So take care of yourselves. Bye bye.